We don't need Raila anymore. Those are the shocking words that rocked Kenya's opposition. For decades, one name has defined Kenya's political heartbeat, Raila Amolo Odinga, a man whose voice could stop the nation, a man whose rallies filled stadiums, and a man who turned pain into power and defeat into defiance. But today, that name is under attack. A shocking statement, bold, unapologetic, and deeply divisive, has sent shockwaves across the country. We don't need Raila anymore. His death can't threaten us at all. Words spoken by Dr. Peter Mbae, a Secretary for Planning and Economic Affairs in the Democracy for Citizens Party (DCP). What did he mean? Is Kenya's opposition truly ready to move on from Raila? Or is this just another desperate attempt to bury a political legend alive? It all began during a seemingly ordinary media briefing. Dr. Peter Mbae, a little-known official from the emerging Democracy for Citizens Party, stood before reporters and delivered a statement that will echo across political circles. He dismissed claims that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka had anything to do with rumors surrounding Raila Odinga's health.
In fact, my prayer, my prayer is that God gives Raila long life and good health. And I pray to God that he supports William Ruto so that we defeat the two of them in 2027. It will be very, very nice for me. I'll feel very good because we would like to deal with Kenya's problem once and for all. And it's the two characters because they are one and the same. They are looting the country together. All these things that are happening in the country, if it was not Raila support, Ruto would not be doing it. But as wishing him ill, wishing him bad, I'm not kind of a person. Right. And I'm really not bothered to what is happening to him or where he goes.
Who wished Raila dead? Did Gachagua ever say that? ODM ran a story blaming others, but for who and by who? His tone was dismissive, his message explosive. He went further, accusing ODM of using Raila's name for sympathy, claiming the once powerful Azimio coalition was crumbling from within. We don't need ODM or Raila in the united opposition, he said. And with that, a political firestorm began. The backlash was immediate. Within hours, ODM supporters flooded social media, furious at what they called disrespect towards a man they consider a hero of democracy. Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok timelines exploded. How dare he insult Baba? You can't erase Raila from Kenya's story. But others agreed quietly and loudly that maybe, just maybe, Kenya was ready to move on. This isn't about disrespect, it's about political evolution. The country is changing, and so is its leadership structure. As emotions ran high, ODM was forced to respond officially. They denied rumors about Raila's health, confirming he was well and strong, and accused rival parties of spreading propaganda to shake public confidence. But the question remained, who benefits from these stories and why now? To many Kenyans, the name Dr. Peter Mbae was unfamiliar, but behind the scenes, he's been working quietly, shaping the message of a growing political force, the Democracy for Citizens Party or DCP, a party positioning itself as the new phase of the opposition, led by younger, more pragmatic politicians tired of the Raila versus Ruto era. But critics say DCP's boldness is not courage, it is opportunism, a deliberate attempt to use Raila's name to gain relevance. To understand the magnitude of this statement, we must understand the man himself. Raila Odinga is not just a politician, he is an era, a movement, a story written in blood, prison, and ballots. From narrow torture chambers to the handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila's life mirrors Kenya's political journey, painful, unpredictable, and unyielding. Even at 80, his name commands loyalty that few African leaders can match. But like all legends, Raila's future now raises a haunting question. What happens to a movement when its leader is gone? Inside ODM, whispers of transition have grown louder. Who will carry the torch after Raila? Names like Hassan Joho, Opiyo Wandayi, and Wycliffe Oparanya have emerged, but none have Raila's magnetism. Meanwhile, parties like Wiper and DCP are positioning themselves to inherit opposition space without the Baba factor. Mbai's statement may sound disrespectful, but politically it is strategic. He is announcing that the opposition's next era won't depend on one man's name. Dr. Mbai's words, Azimio has collapsed, may sound harsh, but even ODM insiders admit that the movement is struggling. The coalition that once shook the government is now divided, weighed down by internal mistrust and fatigue. With Raila's silence and the rise of younger, louder voices, ODM's dominance is slowly fading. But can it reinvent itself, or is this truly the end of an era? The controversy began with whispers. Social media claims that Raila was hospitalized. ODM called it propaganda. Rivals called it proof that the old guard was fading. But health rumors in politics aren't new. In Kenya, they have been used as tools to test reactions, shake public faith, or force political realignments. Whether true or false, such stories reveal something deeper. That Raila Odinga's health is not just personal, it is a political currency. Imagine a Kenya where Raila Odinga's name is no longer on the ballot. No chance of Baba, no orange flags in the wind. Will the opposition survive, or will it crumble into factions? Raila is the glue that holds Kenya's opposition identity. Remove him and you don't just lose a leader, you lose direction. And yet, voices like Mbai's insist the future must begin now, that Kenya's democracy cannot depend on one man's shadow forever. Whether you admire him or oppose him, you cannot erase Raila Odinga from Kenya's story. His name is written in the scars of protesters, the tears of mothers, and the dreams of generations who believed in change. But time moves on, and with it, new voices rise. Voices like Dr. Peter Mbai's, loud, fearless, sometimes cruel, but perhaps necessary. Because history doesn't stop for anyone, not even for legends. This is Kenya's new political chapter, and it begins with one sentence that shook the nation. We don't need Raila anymore.
It shows people that's going to happen from London, from Rorie in Nyandarua. Then we came to Msambweni, all the way to Juja. Then finally Kiamba, and people knew that there's no deep state once we won Kiamba. So it's very important. Two things quickly. Now, allow me to say this. This, first of all, is an analyst, and then I'll comment as a DCP member. One, I can tell you today seated here, we are going to win Marava. That's number one. As official position. Official opposition, okay. Right? That's number one. You know, all these other things, there's what we call Western politics. Issues between trans.
If you see the issues which are being raised by our youth, most of them are actually contained in the NADCO report. But if this NADCO report is implemented fully, you'll be able to address all those issues which these young people are raising.